Good morning, student. And we are discussing solutions, second chapter of the chemistry. And in last video, we have completed about the vapor pressures of solvent and solutions. You know that the vapor pressure of a solution is always lower than the vapor pressure of a solvent. Whenever you added the non-volatile electrolyte or solute into the pure solvent, what will happen? Their vapor pressure decreases and now it becomes the solution. Why? Because of the molecules of solute and solvent both are present in the solution, so non-volatile particles strike to the molecules of the solvent, and due to this collision the molecules come lower, so their vaporization rate of vaporization decreases. So if you are taking the vapor pressure of the, it is evident that the vapor pressure of the solution is always lower than the pure solvent. Is it clear? So it is evident that if the vapor pressure of the solution, is taken as PS and X solvent is taken as the mole fractions of solvent PS indicate the vapor pressure of the solutions and X solvent indicated the mole fractions of the solvent. So we know that in the solution the vapor pressure of the solution is directly proportional to the mole fractions of solvent. Is it clear? Vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional or related to you can say proportional or related to, ठीक है, to the mole fractions of solvent in the solution, to the mole fractions of solvent in the solutions. Is it clear? Vapor pressure of the pure solvent is taken as the PS and X solvent is taken as the mole fractions of the solvent, and the vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional, or you can say that is proportional to the mole fractions of the solvent in the solution. If P naught is taken as the vapor pressure of pure solutions, so we can write here PS is directly proportional to the X solvent. PS is directly proportional to the X solvent. What is showing this? Vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional to the mole fractions of solvent. So we can write here PS is equal to P naught S X solvent. P naught S means this is the proportionality constant. P naught S is the proportionality constant and the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, and PS is the solution. This is the P naught S is proportionality constant and is known as vapor pressure of pure solvent. Is it clear? P naught S is the proportionality constant and it is known as the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So we can say that lowering of vapor pressure lowering of vapor pressure is equal to P naught minus PS. P naught means this is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and PS is the vapor pressure of the solution. So you will see here this is P naught minus PS. This P naught is decreases when it become the solutions. PS is the solution. So one thing is clear from this equation, the vapor pressure of the pure solvent is always greater than the vapor pressure of solutions, because in the solution both particles are present, the particles of solute as well as the particle of solvent. So solute particle strike to the particle of solvent, which decreases the rate of vaporization. Due to this their vapor pressure decreases. So when a solvent become the solution by additions of non-volatile electrolyte, their vapor pressure decreases. So this equation shows that this formula, lowering of vapor pressure is equal to P naught minus PS, means vapor pressure of solvent is greater than the vapor pressure of the solutions. So the first time you can say that is the French chemist Raoult in 1886 derived an important conclusion. Which conclusion? That is the homogeneous binary solutions in component so no modifications. So no modification other than that of the dilute solution. Is it clear? First time the Raoult was the French chemist in 1886 derived an important conclusion. Which conclusion? To be you can say for the binary solution there is no modification other than that of the dilute solution. So we will discuss about the Raoult's law. One thing is clear from here, that is the vapor pressure of solvent is always greater than the vapor pressure of solution. Is it clear? Next one, this is Raoult's law. Raoult's law. Actually, Raoult's law states out that the relative lowering of vapor pressure is related to the mole fractions of non-volatile and non-electrolyte solute, mole fractions of solute. And he gave an idea about the solution like the ideal solution. He make a criteria for the ideal solution. Which type of solute and solvent make the ideal solution, and which type of the component in the solution cannot show the ideality as given by the Raoult's law. It means non-ideal solution. So we will discuss about the ideal solution, non-ideal solution, and non-ideal solutions may be of two types: positive deviations to the ideal solution or the negative deviations to the ideal solutions. Is it clear? So Raoult's law states that the vapor pressure of a binary solution, it states that the vapor pressure of a binary solution containing non-volatile solute is directly proportional to or related to, you can say directly related to the number of moles of the solvent in the solutions to the number of moles of solvent in solutions. This is Raoult's law. It states that the vapor pressure of a binary solution, binary means that is the two components, solute and solvent, one solute and one solvent. This is two, so far it is called the binary homogeneous solution. Containing a non-volatile electrolyte or the solute is directly related to the mole fractions of solvent or number of moles of the solvent in the solutions. So from the above equations we can, is it clear? So from this equation we know that that is the PS, vapor pressure of solution, is directly proportional to the X solvent. X solvent means mole fractions of solvent. PS is vapor pressure of solutions, X solvent is the mole fractions of solvent. So release this proportionality constant through this. PS is equal to P naught X solvent. P naught is the proportionality constant, you know that. P naught is the proportionality constant and known as the vapor pressure of solvent. So this is PS is equal to P naught X solvent, or you can say this is P solution, vapor pressure of solution, equal to vapor pressure of solvent into X solvent means mole fractions. So we can write here X solvent value means mole fractions. We can write here X solvent is equal to P solution, or simply write down here PS upon P naught is equal to X solvent. We can write here from this X solvent is equal to PS upon P naught, or subtracting both sides from unity. 1. Subtracting both sides by 1 or unity. So it become 1 minus PS upon P naught is equal to 1 minus X solvent. 1 minus X solvent. So we can write here this is P naught minus PS upon P naught is equal to 1 minus X solvent, and we know that 1 minus X solvent is equal to X solute. Mole fractions of solute is equal to 1 minus X solvent. Mole fractions of one component can be obtained by the value of the mole fractions of other component, 1 minus X. So here we can write X solute. So P naught minus PS upon P naught is equal to X solute. So this is Raoult's law, and this value now it is called, you know that lowering in vapor pressure is called, lowering in vapor pressure is equal to P naught minus PS. This value is called lowering in vapor pressure, but this value is called relative lowering in vapor pressures. Relative lowering in vapor pressures is equal to P naught minus PS upon P naught. This value is called the relative lowering in vapor pressure. So from this equation, from this Raoult's law formula, we can define the Raoult's law with this with this formula. So Raoult's law thus stated as, thus Raoult's law state that, only define this value, relative lowering in vapor pressure. This value is the relative lowering in vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure this is only the name of this formula. Relative lowering in the vapor pressure is equal to the mole fractions of non-volatile mole fractions of non-volatile and non-electrolyte solutes. Mole fractions of non-volatile are and non-electrolyte, you can say non-volatile and non-electrolyte light solute. So Raoult's law may also be stated as the relative lowering in vapor pressure is equal to the mole fractions of non-volatile and non-electrolyte solute. Means vapor pressure lower as the number of moles of solute increases into the solvent, or you can say in the solution. As the number of moles or the mole fraction increases into the solution of solute, their relative lowering vapor pressure you can obtain. So this formula P naught minus Ps is P naught minus Ps upon P naught is equal to X solute is called the Raoult's law. Is it clear? Next one we will discuss about the ideal solution and the deviations to the ideal solutions. Ideal solution and non-ideal solutions. And non-ideal solutions. First we are taking ideal solution. Actually Raoult's make a criteria for the solution. Which solution act as an ideal solution? The solution which obey the Raoult's law at a wide range of concentration and at a specified temperature is called the ideal solution. Raoult's state out that a solution is called an ideal solution if obey Raoult's law at a wide range of concentration and at a specified temperature is called the ideal solution. So first one, ideal solution. A solution is called ideal if it obey Raoult's law at a wide range of concentrations and at a specified temperature means constant temperature, specified temperature. That solution is called the ideal solutions. Get clear? A solution is called ideal if it obey the Raoult's law at a wide range of concentrations. Raoult's law we have discussed. If it obey Raoult's law at a wide range of concentration and at a specified temperature, then it is called the ideal solution. So when we are plotting a graph between the mole fractions and the vapor pressure, just like when we are plotting for the ideal solution, just like the two component A and B dissolve into the to each other to formations of a solutions, and the A exert the vapor partial pressure PA and B exert the partial pressure PB, then the total pressure you can get. So PA, when the two substances A and B mix to form the homogeneous solution, and A exert the partial pressure PA and B exert the partial pressure PB. So what is the relation between them? PA is equal to P naught A XA and PB is equal to P naught B XB. Here PA is equal to partial pressure of A PB is equal to partial pressure of B and P naught A and P naught B are the vapor pressure of A and B. So when the two substances A and B are mixed to form the solutions, so the PA and PB are related to each other. This is PA and PB. PA is the partial pressure of A and PB is the partial pressure of B. And PA related to the P naught A XA, means vapor pressure into mole fractions of A, and PB is related to P naught B XB. So when we plot a graph between the partial vapor pressure and the mole fractions, when we plot a graph between P naught A and XA, so we get the straight line at the point where XA become 1, at the point of P naught A. Similarly, we also get the straight line in case of the P naught B where XB is equal to 1. And between this, the total pressure become P is equal to PA plus PB. So first we will plot a graph between the mole fractions and the vapor pressures, which is given by the Raoult's law to show the ideal character, ideal property of a solution. If any solutions follow this property, then it becomes the ideals. Later we discuss what would be the criteria for a solutions to obey the Raoult's law and become act as a, because it is hypothetical but can reach toward the ideality of the solutions. Just like we are taking here a graph between the mole fractions and the vapor pressures. This is the vapor pressure and this is the mole fractions, increasing and decreasing both sides this way. That clear? You will see here this is the concentrations of XA and here concentrations of XA, mole fractions of A, and this is XB. Here XA is taken 0, means their concentration is 0 here, and XB is equal to 1 when it come from this side. Now when this move this side, here XA is equal to 1 and XB is equal to 0. Through this graph you can get the straight line graph. Just like here you will see here XA is equal to 1, when it move this side XA concentration decreases, become 0, and XB concentration here 0, it increases and become 1. So at this state, this is XA is equal to 0 here, so their vapor pressure is also less. But it when it increases this side in this way, you will see here XA is equal to 0, their vapor pressure is also very less near here. But as it increases this side, move this side, their concentrations increases, XA is equal to 1, this is P naught A. At this place it get the straight line. Very easy, you can see here XA concentration is 0, so there is very less, or no, you can say there is no vapor pressure. But as the concentrations of A increases, their vapor pressure increases, and 1 become, it meet at this point P naught A. Similarly, XB is equal to 0 here, means their vapor pressure is 0, but as it increases here this side, so it also meet at point of the P, it also meet at this point, this is P naught B. You will see XB is equal to 0, their P naught B value is also here 0 or less, but as the XB value, mole fractions of B increases, their vapor pressure also increases. You will see here vapor pressure increases. Similarly, XA, the mole fraction is 0 here, so their vapor pressure is this point. But as it move from left to right, their concentration increases and B concentration becomes 0. So as concentration increases, their vapor pressure also increases. So the line first and line second, you see, this line is first line and this is the second line. And this, both the line meet at this point, this is the total pressure. P is equal to PA plus PB, and this point is, line A is PA is equal to P naught A XA and this value is Pb is equal to P naught B XB. So very easy graph. You can understand the Raoult's law for the ideal solution. What would be the graph? If the XA concentration is 0 at this point, so their vapor pressure is here also, no vapor pressure. But as it moves from left to right, XB concentration decreases and XA concentration increases. When it becomes 1, at this point it means their vapor pressure increases. This is increases vapor pressure. And when coming from right to left, XA concentration decreases, their vapor pressure also decreases. And XB concentration is 0 here, so their vapor pressure is also here. But as it increases, it meet at this point, means vapor pressure increases. And both the line which this point, so meet to this point, that is the total pressure. P total is called the PA plus PB. So any solution after mixing, or the two component after mixing, follow this graph, this vapor pressure, this mole fraction, it becomes the ideal solutions, which is given by the Raoult's law. Means ideality of a solution can be explained on the basis of the Raoult's law, a graph which is given by the Raoult's law between the mole fractions and the vapor pressure. If any solution vaporize before this show the positive deviations to the Raoult's law. If vaporize after the pressure given by the Raoult's law, this point below this show the negative deviations. Later we will discuss the positive and negative deviations. So what would be criteria for a solutions to show the ideal behavior? So Raoult's law states that the mixtures which have the similar structure or functional group or polarity reaches toward the ideal solution, approaches toward the ideal solution. What should be? The two factor must be concluded. Two factor must be followed to show the ideal behavior. To show the ideal behavior. So first one, solution behave ideal is very diluted, means very diluted solution behave like the ideal solution. Solution behave ideal when they are very diluted, very diluted. One criteria is this: the solutions which are very and approaches toward the ideal solution. Another is that solution, the similar structure and polarity of the components show the ideal behavior. So having similar nature and structure. Another criteria, there are two criteria must be followed for a solutions to act as an ideal solution. One is that it must have the very diluted solution, and another is similar structure and nature of mixtures or component have been taken. If it is follow structure form the ideal solution, these two conditions. Just like examples, mixture of methanol and ethanol, CH3OH and C2H5OH, mixtures of methanol and ethanol, you will see the same functional group having the OH group and OH group, and this show the ideal solutions, ideal behavior. Just like mixtures of hexane and N-heptane. N-hexane, mixture of N, both are hexane and N-heptane. We will see both are hydrocarbon and both are non-polar. Their nature and structure are same. So they also show the ideal criteria, ideal behavior. Another example, just like the benzene and toluene, mixture of benzene and toluene. So this is the criteria for the ideal solution. The two components which mix to form the solution must have the similar structure and the nature. and they should be very, very diluted. So Raoult saw that the two further criteria are to another criteria to show the ideal behavior of a solution. That is, first one is this. Just like total mixture of volume mixtures, first criteria, delta V mixtures is equal to 0. Means there is no change in the volume when A and B are mixed to each other. Their values should be same. V mixture is equal to 0. There is no decrease or increase in the volume after mixing to this. When delta V mixture is 0 and delta second is and delta H mixtures, enthalpy of mixtures is 0. So this show the ideal behavior. There are two necessary conditions for the component. We show the ideal behavior, means delta V mixture should be 0. This is the volume of component A and volume of component B is equal to 0. Means there is no change in the volume after mixing A and B. And the heat of enthalpy delta H is also 0. So when this follow this, then the solution show the ideal behavior. This is criteria for the ideal. And at this state, a non-ideal solution which does not obey the Raoult's law does not show the ideal behavior. That is called non-ideal solution. So the non-ideal solution, delta V mixture is not equal to 0 and delta H mixture, H means after mixing there is no change in energy, heat of enthalpy, that is ideal. If change, this is non-ideal. So delta S mixture is not also equal not equal to 0. So this shows the non-ideal behavior to the Raoult's law. So at this state we will discuss about the deviations of the mixture to the Raoult's law, either positive or negative. So that is ideal deviations from the ideal solution in the term of the non-ideal solutions. Is it clear? Next time we will discuss about the deviations of the solution to the Raoult's law, that is positive deviation and the negative deviation, with the explanations of a given with the mixtures of the non-ideal solutions. Is it clear? Thank you.